Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Manners and More with Millena. I'm your host, Millena Gay, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And today's special guest is Mr. Sean Kanan. Today, we will be talking about in-home dining and dinner party etiquette. We already did restaurant etiquette in our very first segment, and please feel free to go back and review that in case you need some more etiquette tips on restaurants. But today, Sean will be giving us very detailed information on how to really take care of and make your guests feel comfortable in your home environment or their home environment. So he's best known for his role as A.J. Quartermain on General Hospital, but he's also known for his role on The Young and the Restless as Mr. Deacon Sharp, who he initially originated the role on The Bold and the Beautiful. So we went from Bold and Beautiful as Deacon Sharp to Young and the Restless as Deacon Sharp, and now he's moved over to General Hospital, one of my alma maters as well. I was Talia, yay, on General Hospital. And he has written this fantastic book called The Modern Gentleman, Cooking and Dining. Cooking and Dining with Sean Kanan. And he is our fantastic in-studio guest today. And welcome, Sean.
Thanks, Millena. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hey, it's my pleasure. This is nice.
Thank you. And we also have with us Natalie Whittle.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We all remember Natalie and her fantastic enthusiasm. Thank you for joining us, Natalie.
Yes.
And Mr. John Downey Jr.
Hey.
The third, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
John
the
Downey.
third. Get it right, guys.
And John is also a soap opera veteran as well. It's kind of like a soap day today.
Yeah, Days of Our Lives and Passion shout out.
Yay.
Not Passions.
Yeah, canceled.
So we have...
That show lasted a half a season.
No, they were on like 9 years.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, they killed another world.
Right.
Aw, well, it's a whole soap reunion. So we have Young and the Restless represented, because I now play Marjorie Curtis on Young and the Restless. We have General Hospital. We have former Young and the Restless. We have Days of Our Lives. And oh my goodness, it's a reunion. It's a soap reunion.
And my mother and grandmother and aunties watch all of those, so we're good to go.
All right.
I'm part of the crew, too.
All right. Well, welcome, everyone. And we are going to talk about Sean's fantastic book. Now, a lot of us don't have a lot of time, so reading books can be a challenge. And I will be honest with you, Sean, that when I first got the book and I was told that it was a cookbook, I said, ooh, because a lot of my friends know me in cooking.
It don't happen.
Ooh. I can order really well, but cooking, so I was a little bit hesitant, we'll say.
For a lot of people,
right. I was slightly
especially guys.
Yeah, it was. But then I looked and I said, "Oh, look at the pretty pictures! Oh my goodness, the pictures are absolutely beautiful in here." And his beautiful wife took all of these fantastic pictures. So I said, "Oh wow, it's great." And then I started reading, and oh my gosh. It is fantastic. This is not that I've ever read a cookbook before, but if I were to start, this would be it. But you're not just giving recipes, you're giving actual tangible fundamentals about how to properly entertain.
Yeah, the book is really a hybrid. I mean, it's definitely a 50% cookbook, how to set your kitchen up, teach you a little something about wine and everything like that. But it's also sort of takes a left turn because it also deals a lot with how to be kind of a guy's guy in today's world without being, I guess for lack of a better word, sort of a pushover. Mm-hmm. There's a chapter in the book that I really like called "The Modern Gentleman is a Nice Guy, but Not a Nice Guy." Mm-hmm. And so, we talk a lot about, dating, a little about sexual politics, and about how to entertain. So it's definitely not your normal cookbook.
No, it is not. It is not. You give some very, very practical, like modern day things. I mean, I learned so much reading this book, and I almost felt like, wait, I'm a lady. Am I supposed to be reading about the modern gentleman? But you have some tricks in there.
See, that's the deal. It's not just for men. This is for women too, because it gives women sort of a front row seat into the theater of the male psyche to understand how guys think, or at least how this guy thinks.
Right, and you know what? It was a wonderful. It was a wonderful view into the male mentality. Let me tell you, it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. Now,
tell me how to get a man.
Well, you know what? I think the easiest way to get it is to go. We have a dedicated website for the book, which is www.SeanKanan, The Modern Gentleman. So it's SeanKanan, TheModernGentleman.com. And I'll be glad to sign one for you and ship it out. And I think you'll really enjoy it.
And what chapter is that sexual politics in?
I know that's right. Hello.
Let's go right there.
Hello.
Oh, John.
Break it down.
Well, now,
What do you want to know?
Right.
Okay, we're going to get into that in just a couple of seconds, but let me ask you, what inspired you to write this? Because you have Emily Post and B. Smith and Miss Manners and all of those people for ladies, but what made you decide, okay, I'm done, I'm writing this?
I think it was a combination of things. I've written for a long time. I've written screenplays before. I've been writing for as long as I guess I've been in the entertainment business. Mm-hmm. I've always loved cooking. It started when I was in college. I really didn't have enough money for taking girls out to fancy dinners at restaurants, but I rationalized that if I could get them to come over to my place and give them something they hadn't had, probably a home cooked meal, that I could probably create some. I don't know. I see cooking as a conduit to connecting with people. It's when you sit down and have food with somebody, right away you start to forge a relationship. And I thought that was going to be a really good way to meet some girls. So anyway,
he's a player, honey. Yes, Sean.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. Let me tell you, the book is definitely not about how to get women in bed by cooking. It's not that, because that treats people as sort of a means to an end and objectifies them. This is really about how to be the best guy you can be, and if you find that you start getting a lot more female attention as a result, well then that's a nice byproduct, but that's not the goal of the book. It's really how to connect with somebody. And I've always loved cooking. Friends have always said, look, why don't you open up a restaurant? And for me, that's probably the quickest way to lose all your money if you don't know what you're doing. So I said, I think I'll write a book, and that'll be a good intermediary step.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, this book is fantastic. I love the story where you're talking about in Italy, how you and one of your friends got together and, you had like this rivalry in Italy. Please tell everyone about that.
I was living in Italy for a while. I was doing Dancing with the Stars in Rome, and a friend of mine had what absolutely ranks as probably one of the greatest bachelor pads I've ever seen. This immense apartment. This young college kid had it. He has this immense apartment that's in the shadow of the Colosseum, maybe 50 yards from the Colosseum. So one night, we're having some red wine. We start talking and discussing, food and chefs and everything. And he says, look, I think the Italians have the best cuisine and the Italian chefs are the best chefs. And so, I had to take up for the Americans. And I said, well, I take a little umbrage with that. And before I knew it, we had declared what's called una sfida della cucina. We were going to have basically a battle in the kitchen to decide who could cook the best. So we decided that the very next Saturday we were going to invite a group of friends over, and we were each going to cook 3 meals. And it dawned on me after I accepted this that I have agreed to cook Italian food for Italians in Italy. And I talk about in the chapter how the record of foreigners in the shadow of the Colosseum has not been so great.
Right.
So at that point, I didn't really speak Italian very well, and I literally had to go out into the streets of Italy and procure all the ingredients and go to a butcher and go to this and that. And I'm like, I'm crazy. What am I doing? But I don't like to lose. And so, when the following Saturday came and we each cooked for about 2.5 hours in the kitchen and we served the guests it was a pretty incredible meal. Mm-hmm. We declared it a tie, but when you go up against some Italian cooks, the metal gets tested in the fire.
It does. It does. And in that story, you said there was one lady there who she was absolutely amazed by the taste of, what was it, pasta puttanesca?
Oh, well, I came up with this dish. There's a pasta puttanesca, and then there's a bolognese, which is a meat sauce, and I've kind of combined the two and came up with a pasta puttanesca.
Ah.
So my Italian friends thought that was very funny, because to them that word's very funny. But that was my signature spin move dish over there, so they liked it.
And she said in English,
I got to be really honest, Millena.
Awesome.
I may have to reread the chapter.
Oh, okay. Well, I read it and I loved it. See, I love it.
It's been 2 years, Millena.
Okay, well, I'll tell you guys what it said. She said in English, this Italian lady in English said, "This is awesome."
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now I remember.
And so that's that made you win right there. I mean,
it was a tie, but I was happy not to lose because I actually didn't know it, but my friend was a bit of a studied chef.
Okay. Yeah.
And so anyway.
And you're self-taught, right?
I'm self-taught. I mean, I've never taken any cooking classes. And my attitude is if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
I learned a little from my mom. I learned a little from friends when I was in Italy. A lot of trial and error. But the recipes in the book are, a lot of them are my own recipes. Some of them are like my mother's recipes that I put a little twist on, or friends and people that I've met, through my travels.
Okay. Well, wow. That's
Actually, this Thursday, I'm actually cooking a meal on the Marie Osmond show.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm cooking one of the recipes from my book. I made spiced lamb chops over a bed of Moroccan couscous with vegetables. So.
Oh my goodness.
Where is our sample?
I had
Come
no
to the
When
show.
I come back, I'll make something and bring it in. Okay,
Please do.
That's a
But-
promise.
but you ain't cooking
I
nothing.
really will.
Okay.
I really
All
will.
right. We're gonna shake on it.
got it.
Okay. We have the.
Because I love lamb.
Okay.
I just
So
want to put
now-
that
You like
out
lamb?
there. I love lamb.
That's
Thank
provided
you.
Natalie's invited back.
Oh, honey, I'm always invited back.
She's crashing it.
Yeah?
She's coming
All right.
back. Isn't that bad etiquette to crash a party? Don't we talk? We can talk about that.
Well, it's only bad etiquette if you crash a party and don't bring a really good bottle of champagne with you.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Right.
You can get away with a lot of crashing if you bring a nice host gift.
Okay. So note to Nat.
And note to Millena, bring a gift, 21st February. We'll talk about that later on.
Is that your
we go.
birthday?
No, I'm having a little Mary Kay party.
Oh, okay.
A dinner gathering, yes, for the ladies.
Yeah. Oh, so Natalie could use some tips on.
I sure can.
how
On what to cook.
On meal preparation.
Well, the first thing I would ask you is what time is your little
7 p.m.
Okay, see, at 7 p.m.
I was going to cook pasta.
At 7 p.m., people are probably expecting to have something a little more substantial than just appetizers because a lot of
Right.
people are just getting off work and coming there.
Mm-hmm.
Pasta's a great, inexpensive thing to make for a large group of people. Couscous, really good. It's got a low glycemic index. A lot of people are doing this sort of the low carb thing.
Yeah.
I've never cooked couscous.
It's really easy. I mean, it's so easy. All you're doing is boiling water, and you can. I usually go half water, half chicken stock, or half vegetable stock. You pour in equal amounts of the couscous, and you boil it. Turn it off, and then you can mix anything you want in it: dried fruit, nuts, olives, artichoke hearts, anything. Stewed tomatoes. It's delicious.
Now, for people that don't know, i.e. myself, what is actually couscous?
Couscous is
like a rice
It's a
or-
grain. It's
like a rice?
It's a grain. Well, it's
okay.
not exactly a rice. It's a grain. And there's two different kinds. There's Moroccan couscous, which is the little tiny yellow couscous, and then there's Israeli couscous, which is bigger and it's white. And they taste very different, but they're both really delicious and really easy to make.
And isn't it high in protein?
That's
why people like
I
that.
don't actually know what the exact protein content is. Actually, I don't know. Sorry.
I don't cook,
Is
so
it-
I don't know at all.
John is like me. We go to restaurants.
John go to table 22, baby.
Exactly. And pull out the Amex.
Hey, anytime you go eat with John, honey, your meal is taken care of.
Did it yesterday at El Torito.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm not mad at El Torito.
And they have
I
great
like El
happy
Torito.
hour.
Yeah,
I
they do.
love El Torito.
I was hungry.
What? Those margaritas are bumping. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss.
Thank you. Thank you. So
But we
we're bringing it
digress.
back. Yes, we digress.
We'll bring it
from
back.
Sean's book, The Modern Gentleman. And cooking and entertaining, in-home cooking and entertaining. Now, you talk about the importance of etiquette. And generally, people consider etiquette a woman's thing. When actually, you talk about how you balance masculinity and social charm, is what it comes down to. And there's also a big difference between etiquette and manners.
Manners, right.
And I love the story, and I'm going to keep on referring to the book
I
because I
love
just
that.
really, really like this
With the
book.
finger bowl?
Yes, the finger bowl story is amazing. And I said, wow, that's so heartwarming. Because someone like me, I would have just turned my nose and said,
Well, the story is that a hostess is having a dinner party, and in between courses, the guests are given a finger bowl, which is it's a bowl of water with a slice of lemon that you dip your hands in to get the grease off, right? And I guess one of the guests was not familiar with the protocol of using a finger bowl and thought that they were being served some soup. Oh! But here's
Why y'all
Here's where it comes in, though.
No.
Without missing a beat, the hostess picked up her finger bowl and took a sip of it. And it's all because, listen, when you're hosting, the goal is to make your guests feel comfortable. And whereas, etiquette is sort of a stratified and codified set of protocol and rules to for behavior, for social behavior.
Yes.
Manners is a little more interpersonal, and it's about making people feel good and making people feel comfortable. I'm teaching, my daughter. I'm trying to always teach her both, but I told her that the reason that etiquette's so important is if you know the rules of etiquette and you're put in any situation, even if you're in another country, a different culture, and you behave a certain way, people are able to infer certain things about you. And sure, you don't want to judge a book by its cover and you don't want to make generalizations, but you know that if you meet somebody that stands when a woman comes in the room, opens the door for her, knows how to use their silverware, I say in my book, from one thing, know 10,000 things. And usually when someone conducts themselves that way, you can make certain assumptions that they behave in other ways that are I guess, appropriate.
Absolutely.
And so.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why it makes
from a certain stock.
Exactly. It makes a big difference. And you also emphasize, just by saying please and thank you, how big of a deal.
I'm amazed how many people don't do that. It's free. It's like a freebie. You can say please and thank you, and it's such a disarming and refreshing thing when people use that kind of courtesy for you. And I mean, I can't. I'm a little like Hannibal Lecter. I can't stand when he talks about he used to always eat the people who weren't polite.
Yes.
I can't stand when people aren't polite. Yeah. It drives me insane.
Especially even opening up the door.
Right.
And it's like, I'm doing you this nice gesture, and you can't even say thank you. You just walk through like,
well, you know what's interesting about that, though? I'm going to tell you something interesting about that. Most guys my age...
which is 25.
Yeah, right. were largely raised by their moms because dad was off working, right? Mm-hmm. So, you learn certain protocols from your mother. You stand for a woman, and then when you get into the dating world... A lot of times, women sort of look at you like, well, I don't need you to open that door for me. I don't need you. And guys are confused. They're like, but wait a second.
And
everything I learned I thought was right, and it's not. And I think that there's, for a lot of guys, there's some confusion going on because there's a dissonance. On the one hand, they've been taught that this is the way that you behave, but then when they get in the real world and they put it into application, it's sometimes met with resistance. Mm-hmm. And so I think in the book I talk a little about that just because a man opens a door for you or something, it's not it's not a sexist gesture.
Right.
It's him falling back on how he was taught to relate to women.
Exactly.
And how it should be.
And what a gentleman really is supposed to do.
Right.
And how a gentleman is supposed to be.
We know that women you don't need us to open a door for you. I mean, of course we don't. But it's just a way of saying I appreciate you and allow me to just do this for you, to convey my appreciation for you.
But I am going to get in trouble here for this because I'm going to tell this door story.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to come right on back with John's door story. We just have to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this commercial.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pitbull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
Manners and More with Millena. I'm your host, Millena Gay, and today we're discussing in-home dining and in-home dining etiquette with Sean Kanan, the author of The Modern Gentleman, Cooking and Dining with Sean Kanan. And we also have in-studio guests, Natalie Whittle and John Downey III. And John was just about to tell us a fantastic story.
Oh, it's not fantastic. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble with Sean for this, but
a whole lot of trouble.
I used to work at a studio. No, I didn't work there. I actually worked upstairs on a production at a studio, and Felicia Richard happened to also work there on the television show she was working on. And I held the door open for her one day, and she didn't say thank you. So the next time, I slammed the door in her face. And I said, the next time that she comes past me, she will say thank you. So, that's...
Did she say thank you again?
Did Bill Cosby come down and yell at you?
No.
Now, wait a second. You don't slam the door in anybody's face.
Bill kept himself hid. He kept himself hid.
Ooh. Wow.
So if you see me on the street, and I'm holding the door. Just say thank you.
Please say thank you.
Please
Please say
say
that. And we should say thank you in advance.
Right.
Thank you in
shoot,
advance.
that's John, big baller, table number 22. Thank you. Thank you.
And I made a little mistake with the name of Sean's book, The Modern Gentleman Cooking and Entertaining with Sean Kanan.
Yes.
So we have to get our titles and everything right to make sure that you guys absolutely purchase this fantastic book. It's amazing.
Please, I have 5 kids.
Amazing.
Purchase lots of them.
Well, let me ask you this question. Now, a lot of guys aren't familiar with opening doors for ladies. They knowing that that's appropriate, but especially I find that something that does not happen very often is that the men stand up when a woman leaves the table and when she comes back. Now, that is old school appropriate, but that's kind of a lost art nowadays. So can you kind of explain why that is important and why that should be reinstituted?
I'm not even sure why it's important. I just know that that's how I was raised to do it.
Well, that's good enough. Your mom said.
And I do it for my wife still too.
That's
I mean, I think that's the most important thing is that you don't get lulled into like a false sense of I don't know what I would call it, but you don't want to get so comfortable, and that's not the right word either. I talk about in the book that you need to really treat your relationship as if you were still kind of courting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Keep it fresh.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And if you can take that attitude and apply it to somebody that you are in a relationship with or have been in a relationship for a long time,
mm-hmm.
I think that helps really keep the spark there.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. I
Do you
agree.
remember how it was when you were dating?
Right?
Things just happen.
Tell us about it, Natalie. How's
I'm
dating?
just saying,
What's it like dating?
things aren't really planned when you're dating, and things just tend to happen, and they happen very, very well and often.
Absolutely.
But once you get in that little relationship and you've been stuck for 5, 6, 10, 15, 20, 50 years.
And she's wearing the sweats.
Or he got the beer belly.
Yeah.
Right. If you want her to keep it sexy, you got to keep it sexy too, honey.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's true.
But that's a
advice.
different show.
That is good. Now, let me ask you this, Sean. In your book, you talk about tips for preparing a meal. A wonderful meal. And you say in the beginning you should specifically select your menu based on what you want to have, what you have a taste for, how many people are coming, and how long the meal is going to last.
Right. I think that first of all, you want to know who you're cooking for. You want to make sure that you're not making lamb chops for somebody who's a vegan
Right.
or something like that. So I always try and figure out what everybody's dietary requirements are, and within reason. I mean, it's you're not being a short order chef and making a different thing for each guest, but you want to make sure that everyone can enjoy the meal. And sometimes it's as simple as substituting vegetable stock for chicken stock, and that way you're able to take a dish that maybe somebody couldn't eat if they were a vegetarian, and now they can eat it. And like I just said, if you're cooking for a large group of people, and if budget is is an issue, you want to maybe look at making a big pasta as the primary entree, rather than making say meat or fish, which is more expensive. So.
Okay.
And Sean, I have a question because this problem happens to me in LA a lot when I have the parties at my house. People don't show up on time. How do we get them to understand if you say it's from 1 to 6 that's when the party is? Right. And I'll start closing the doors at 6.
You want to know the easiest way to do it is you put the liquor away. That's absolutely the simplest way that you let people know that a party is over.
But what if they think they're your personal friends and like, where's the champagne? Where's the? What if they want to bring it back out?
Well, then I guess you got to re-educate your friends, or you got to have the after party. But,
Right.
No, but usually when you put on an invitation or you say 1 to 6, you're people who are in the know that at 6 o'clock it's over. And unless you're saying, hey, can I help with some dishes, or how can I help you clean up, it's time to go.
But how do we get them there on time? Like that I can throw you out.
That's
But the
that's
getting
the easy
on
part, right?
time is the thing that is, do I just have rude friends and I need to have some replacements?
You got some rude friends.
You might have to.
You got to, I guess, in Los Angeles, figure that everybody's probably going to arrive 45 minutes after, the starting time of the party.
An hour and a half.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's just
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, for me, proper etiquette would be letting your host know that I'm not able to get there on time, I've got some other commitment, there's kids I'm dealing with, whatever it is, and say, I'll be coming an hour and a half late. Is there anything I can bring? Can I bring you ice? What can I do to help? Since it's an hour and a half into the party, do you need me to make a run to the liquor store or pick up bread or whatever?
See, that's where manners come involved. Because I sent out a little invite. It wasn't a formal thing, for my Mary Kay party coming up. I'm not a Mary Kay consultant, but I think it's just a great time.
We promote things on this show.
Okay.
I digress. No, but I sent out a little, text message, just blanket text and things like that. And I said, hey, I'm going to have wine and food. It's going to be fun. But nobody replied back. Jump in.
Because there's a book by a guy named Marshall McLuhan. And he wrote, and it says, the medium is the message. And by that he means the way that we communicate with each other often says as much as the message that we're trying to get across, okay? For instance, if you send somebody a text, and I'm not saying that, by sending a text for a party, but if I send you a text, it might mean I really don't want to talk to you on the phone. I want to give you some information. So if you really want to set a party from 1 to 6, then you set out some proper invitations.
Like an invite.
Because texts are about 2 or 3 steps below a proper invite, so people treat it a little more casually, maybe.
And I totally agree with you because my friend Amber sends out texts for every event that she does. I adore her. She just had this thing at the Whiskey A Go Go or whatever it is. Her rap
is that Amber Mulavina?
No, Amber Allen. So if you're listening, Amber, John is not coming when you send a text. Ever. Because I can't print them out. Now, an email, I can print out, I can put it in, my day planner, I can put it in my phone. So
Don't you also hate when somebody goes, well, who else coming?
Oh my gosh, I hate that.
Who else go? What do you care? I mean, and then they go, well, what are you serving? I'm like, when it's like,
it's like you're not invited.
What are you going to bring?
Stand that.
That's rude.
I can't stand that.
That's rude.
Maybe that's why I never got a text back saying, hey, do I need to bring anything? Because I sent a text.
Well, listen, if you learn nothing else from me and from this book, this is just how I was raised. You don't ever go to someone's house without bringing something.
Right. So Millena Gay, y'all, I'm going to let y'all know. 25th, if she brought anything.
But what is the appropriate thing to bring? Because sometimes your friends who have everything, like people bring me bottles of red wine. I have a collection of red wine, so anyone who wants red wine, come to my house and just pick it up because I don't.
You know what? But it's not the fact that you have lots of red wine, which you do. It's saying, hey, you know what? I care enough to bring you something in case you need a little more, just to make your life easier. Or hey, here's a bottle of red wine wrapped up all pretty. Maybe you have to regift it, and you go to something, and listen,
right.
Everyone does that. But it's just saying, you're important to me.
Oh,
and if you have kids, and you're right, okay, but you bring something to the kids, or if somebody's not feeling well and you're going over to the house for that, you look out for your friends. And I think what that does also is it helps train your friends to behave the same way towards you. That elevates the level of civility.
Okay, well, I had encountered a situation on Saturday, and I went to a dear friend of mine's birthday party. Hey, Patricia, and happy birthday. And because I was so busy I had this huge thing I had to do earlier in the day, and it took me a lot of time to get to her party, so I didn't have time, and it was her birthday. And I'm so sorry, I didn't have time to get a card.
You showed up without a gift.
She showed up with nothing, baby. How long this woman's birthday been coming on that same day?
Let's get it. And you are a treasure, aren't you?
February 9th.
Let's get into the
same date as last year.
What are you gonna do to kind of acknowledge and celebrate your friend's now belated birthday?
Sean, you seen it right now. This is it. This is what she doing right now.
Happy birthday, Patricia! Well, I did tell her that because she lives in Palos Verdes, and so I said when she comes to LA, we'll get together and I'll have a little card or something.
Hold on. Millena, wait a second. So wait. John, let's do a little role play. John, you're my friend.
Yes.
Okay?
Please do.
John, listen, I'm really sorry that I forgot a gift for you. But when you come across the country, I will have a little card for you.
Yes. Because I have a year. Because
you have a year, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, come on.
Really?
Come on.
Millena?
Ask her how long they been friends. Millena, how long y'all been friends?
But you know what? You have a great opportunity to make it up to her.
Yeah,
That's why we have this show, Manners and More.
Tears coming out of her eyes.
Because it's so true. You know she wrong. She ain't no good.
Okay, but you want to know why? Because here's the thing, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No, it's
We're
Put her
having
on
some fun.
blast, please.
But here's the thing.
Put her on blast.
You guys know what cognitive dissonance is. This is when you know something is right or wrong, and you do the opposite,
Right.
and sort of the disparity between what your internal barometer of morality or ethics is and how you behaved, and so you feel embarrassed. That's why we feel embarrassed sometimes, and you know better.
I know.
But you know what though? You can make it up to her.
But you know it's so really bad. Okay, I'm good.
You can give her that jewelry you make.
Right.
That's
She ain't gonna do
nice.
that. She ain't gonna do it.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, that's beautiful. What she
gonna do
Just
it.
pass it right over. Here, I got this for you.
Thank you for that wonderful segue. This is from the MBSC, the Millena Gay
And it will only
Signature
cost my
Collection.
friend
Crystal coral
$15.99.
seas. No, it's actually $60. Available at 1205 North La Brea, but it's actually my
Perfect.
jewelry collection, and it's
So the cost is
MBSC.
$30. So give it to her.
In other words, she's not going to give it to her, but she'll let everyone know where they
Let
can
me
get
tell you,
it.
it's very, very pretty.
Thank you very much.
like
And
it.
we're having a launch party for the jewelry line
Okay.
on March 1st, and you and your beautiful wife are absolutely
I would love
invited.
to.
Absolutely invited.
I do want to defend
I will
Millena.
be there. I'll be
Because-
You're listening to the defense of me, hush, Nat.
Because no, because I seriously feel that when I show up, I'm the gift. So
just
you know,
saying.
I get
Oh,
it.
my
I get
goodness.
it.
And I told her when I
Right.
walked in, I said, look, I'm just here. I didn't bring you a card. I didn't bring you a gift. I didn't bring anything.
That's
And
when
know
you
what
should've
she
turned
said to
right
me?
around.
And she said, you know what? You're the gift, and that's fine. And I said, oh, you're just so sweet.
You know
That's
she
why
didn't
we're
mean
friends.
that.
Well, that's what she said.
You know Patricia, she did
And it
not
was a
mean
birthday?
that. It was her
I know. But then this is the other thing.
And
I'm
Patricia
feeling
is
really
fabulous, y'all.
She is. She's going to be on the show.
Was
one
it a
day.
big
She believed
birthday?
that.
Yeah, kind of. The
See.
worst thing is that actually I was with one of my other friends and we were talking
And they didn't bring a gift either.
no, I think she and her husband did bring a gift, but someone had brought a gift of wine. It was
Red.
a screw top.
Oh, come on. What?
Oh.
Wait a
And
second.
so we
What
were
is that,
actually
Boone's Farm?
talking about
No,
the
you know what?
screw top wine.
A lot of wines now that are actually quality wines have shifted to screw tops. It's not the same.
Because there's
now,
no
if it comes in
cork.
a box, then you have a problem.
Well, because cork doesn't. They're running out of cork. That's why.
How they run out of cork?
Because we're running out of cork like we're running out of helium.
Where'd cork come from?
But it was a screw top, and then I kind of felt bad because I didn't bring anything
Right.
at all except me. And then
At least
I
they
was
brought a
actually
CVS bottle of wine.
Exactly. I'm disparaging.
Could he do
this
that?
person for bringing the
$5.99
wine. And
on
actually, she
special.
actually ended up walking up while someone else and I were talking. It was a close call.
I didn't bring
$5.99.
anything,
She
but I'm
could
gonna make
not
fun of your
split.
gift.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Hey, listen. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. You know, just get in there and attack.
I said, I'm going to give her a card.
Put her on Front Street.
Sean, we know you don't mean it. That's fine. You sit next to her. Go ahead.
Because actually, last week I flew to D.C. to this party, and I was the icing on the cake for the party. And I didn't bring a gift. I just brought me, but I flew 3,000 miles. So.
I'm just saying, that counts. That counts. I'm coming to my mom's
did. My
birthday
mama
party,
burst out
and
into
I'm bringing
tears.
me.
See,
That's nice
mean,
though. That's
I'm glad we got this show, Manners and More.
This is
You know, the
more
name
part,
is
not the
with
manners.
Millena Gay. You know what I'm saying? Hell, she can learn from it too.
I learned too. I do. And I learned a lot from Sean's book. We're going to bring it on back to Sean Kanan. We're going to bring it on back.
Do I get to plug my radio show?
Yes,
All right,
yes,
good.
you absolutely do. And we're going to hear all of that. We just have to take a quick break. And we'll be right back with Manners and More with Millena with our fantastic special guest, Mr. Sean Kanan, Natalie Whittle, and John Down
Yes.
III. We'll be right back.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink. Aftertaste. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. With a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pitbull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
Kanan, the modern.
Hence the on the air sign. Cool.
Hence
Doing
the
our own
on
thing
air
over
and
here.
look at live radio. The Modern Gentleman, cooking and entertaining with Sean Kanan. And actually, Sean was just telling us about his new talk show. And please tell us more about it.
The show's called Kanan's Rules. It's on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. My beautiful wife Michelle's the co-host. And we talk about what it's like having 5 kids and working in Hollywood and trying to balance, having a family and all the craziness and, my life being on a soap opera and Michelle's a producer. We have guests. We talk about pretty much everything, It's a little pop psychology. It's a little current events. So...
Wow, sounds fantastic.
It's a lot of fun.
I can't wait to be on it.
Have you come on as a guest? I'd love that.
Okay, awesome. Yay. All right, love it.
And what else?
When not to invite yourself, people.
Yeah, just bring it
Part of the banner
Millena.
for more with Millena Gay. Don't invite yourself to stuff. Wait for them to ask you.
Okay, and don't cut off the guests talking about their show. Okay,
yes,
go on,
please.
Sean. What's the name of
Please,
your
Sean.
show?
It's called Kanan's Rules. It's if you go to www.kanansrules.com.
Okay.
And we archive the shows. It's a lot of fun. We've got some great prizes we give away.
Yes, I need to go on that
it's
show.
fun. We got good prizes.
This is like bottles of wine?
No, not bottles of wine. What do we have? We've got great skincare stuff. We've got movie tickets.
Yes.
We've got copies of my book. We've got all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I need to be on that show.
Yeah. And what else can I plug? Oh, tomorrow I'm doing Showbiz Tonight.
You're doing
that's
Showbiz
Tonight with AJ Hammer. It's on
Oh,
at
nice.
8 and 11.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well,
No, but
that's
it'll be fun. We'll have
fantastic.
to figure out a time for you to come on the show. I'd like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're going to get back to talking about the book and the wonderful handy tips that you have in the book. Now, you said that when you're preparing a meal, Natalie, take note.
Yes.
You should select your menu, have a concise shopping list. You should clean the kitchen. You should clean the kitchen first. You want to
Please.
check for leftovers in the refrigerator, which this is fantastic. I love this. You can go dig around and see what else you have left. Go to the market, unpack everything, gather and prep, wash, do your veggie chopping, do a turbo clean, boil the water, and review each recipe. And then you turbo clean, and then it's time to cook.
Yeah, cleaning.
OMG.
I'm a big fan of the cleaning.
Yeah.
I am
know what I mean? I'll be honest with you guys.
I can't
I work from-
cook in a dirty kitchen.
No, I can't.
There's no
I
way.
worked for McDonald's for 2 weeks when I was about
Whoa.
15 years old, and they have a system, and it's all about if you're not working doing something, you're cleaning, and it just kind of stuck with me. I just can't stand a dirty kitchen. Plus you're making a mess, you're chopping and everything, and if you clean as you go along, by the time you're ready to sit down with your guests, you're not looking at
Right.
the
Piles.
apocalypse in your kitchen, right?
Right.
So,
Wow. Well, that is now. I like the check the fridge for leftovers.
Right.
Actually, this brought to mind a quick little story of one time. Oh my gosh, in band camp. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
And I was sharing with Sean
clarinet.
earlier. It was so horrible that. Excuse me for the ums. I was requested to cook a meal for a friend of mine, and against major protests, like, I don't want. Okay, fine. I will cook this meal. Fine. So actually, was just invited over to a friend of mine the evening before, and he had cooked a nice meal for me, and so I had some leftover. And I had leftover pork chops in the foil, and so stop it, Natalie.
From a restaurant?
No, from the house.
Somebody else's house.
Right. So this other guy that liked me, so he cooked for me the day before, since we just have to get real.
Right.
So he cooked me dinner, and I took some leftovers from his house. And so the next day, when this other guy wanted to stop,
Hey, baby, why don't you cook me
Scandalous.
something? That
is scandalous.
right.
I was 21.
Bed is still warm, and look at
21.
you.
Okay, but listen to the story. So then I take the leftover because he was just so adamant about I'll just cook this. I'm like, So I said, I'll teach you that. Want me to cook, Buster? And so
That's
so
the
I
lesson?
Took that's the lesson. So I took the leftover pork chop, threw it in the microwave on a paper plate with a wicker paper holder. Put it on the paper plate
That's a
and
statement
threw
right
it
there.
in. I know. Threw it in the microwave and then opened a can of peas. A can. And dumped it in a thing and didn't put salt, pepper, butter, nothing on it. Put it in the microwave. And then took it out. And then when he came over, I said, "There."
What did he say? How do you respond to that?
Man, these
He
pork
said-
chops
See, he must have liked you.
No, he said, "This is so good. This is so great.
see, he
Thank you
liked
so much. This
you.
is amazing." And I'm
He
like,
was into her.
Or the
This is
other
the
guy
next
could really
dude-
cook.
Right.
and that's what it was.
He like, damn.
Say, this pork chop is so good. I'm just like, yeah, it's great. Now I don't have lunch for the next day. Darn it. But anyway,
She
so that brought
always
to
does
mind
it.
that horrible story. That was in my 20s. We have matured to 29 now.
Girl,
Is the next show online?
And they're my friends.
Who is lightning about to strike? Lord help me now.
Now, is it always the three of you guys?
No.
That may be for the best. No,
Yes.
We've done about 3 shows together.
Yes. John has been here before when Natalie wasn't here. Natalie was here when John was here. I mean, this is only the 6th show,
Right.
so it's still kind of new. Just mix it up and you just keep it light and fun. And whew, they give me a heart. They keep me on my toes.
bet.
They remind me of
All
everything
right.
I don't do. But you know, I never profess to be perfect. We're not perfect, and I learn just
Progress,
as much
not
as I
perfection, right?
teach. So you know,
Yes,
I enjoy it,
I like
and
that.
it's fun. It's fun. So now back to your book. We're gonna come
to my
on
book.
back. Now you said about beverages, drinking.
Yeah.
You say that the kitchen and the pantry represent the theater. Then the modern gentleman's bar constitutes the concession stand.
Mm-hmm.
And a modern gentleman, don't you just love that he has these analogies about the theater and film, and it's just fantastic.
I love
You
it.
said the modern gentleman never pretends to know something he doesn't, and is always eager to learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's so fantastic.
So refreshing.
You know, I really think everybody gets a little turned off when that one person at the table is sort of squeezing the cork of the wine and sniffing it and pretending like they really da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And, you know, personally, I mean, I don't know a tremendous amount about wine. I've learned as I've gone along. But I think it's always interesting to be open to people teaching you what you don't know about. And as far as when I have guests over, you know, my motto is I like to serve them the very best that I'm capable of. And it doesn't mean sort of trying to be a show off or put on airs. You give your guests the very best that you are capable of providing. And if you do that, I think people it resonates with them. They know that you're really trying and you're giving of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anything else maybe makes people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Sean,
Wow.
please tell me this, and let it be a yes. Do you have a brother? 'Cause I don't
but
do
I have a-
married men.
I have a guy that played my brother for years. Now he's on Young and the Restless with you, Steve Burton.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, Steve and I played brothers for years. So you have to tell him I said hello.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that.
Well,
so the answer's
shoot.
no, Natalie, no. Damn. No, none for you. Okay. I could say something, but I'm not, because it's a peachy show. And I'm not.
I was thinking it.
You were thinking it?
I was
Okay,
about
we're
the
thinking
system.
Yes.
Okay, and we're back to Sean's book. We're talking about cooking tips. And I learned so much. I mean, I'm really going to keep this as like next to dictionary and thesaurus. This is, I would never think about, okay, if you oversalt food, which a lot of times happens, all you do is put a raw potato in there. And right, look at that face.
Have you guys ever heard they say when the food's too salty, the chef's in love? Have you ever heard that?
No.
No?
No.
I forget where I heard that, but somebody used to always say that when the food's too heavily salted, that the chef is in love. I guess it's because he's like thinking, you know, or she's thinking like that and just keeps doing it without.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, but a
Or they
potato-
got high blood pressure.
Right? It's true. You know, another one too is if you're making tomato sauce and if there's a little too much acidity from the tomatoes, if you cut it with some sugar, or you can even use Splenda.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, it just sort of
Some people
evens it out.
put sugar in their spaghetti.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Spaghetti sauce.
Yes, I do that.
Now, I don't like sweet spaghetti sauce.
And an Italian margarita at the Olive Garden is made
It's
with,
rimmed with
your
sugar.
That's
right.
It's really good. It'll get you high quick.
so good.
I didn't know that. But I know you said that if you overspice something, use ketchup or vinegar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never knew that.
Who knows
Or
that?
If you burn the bottom of the pan, which I have done, believe it or not. I was trying to
Right.
boil some water.
Oh.
And burned the pan.
I'm so
like,
shocked.
Oh my gosh, what do you do?
Leftover pork chop.
You throw the pan away.
Right, throw the pan away.
That's what
Get a
I
new one.
do.
That's what you do.
It's what I
Get
would
a new
say.
one.
But Sean, you said that we slowly add warm water and simmer.
Yeah.
Oh.
And start to break apart.
Wow.
Really?
It's the same as if you have an outdoor grill. Yeah, after you're done grilling, you know, you put some water on it, give it a few seconds for the sort of gristle to start to dissolve, and then it just comes off much easier.
Really?
How about that?
Ladies, he is self-taught.
Oh my gosh.
Can we repeat self-taught?
Oh my gosh.
Oh
And
my
wait,
goodness.
Here's some more. Here's some more. You're not even ready for this.
Okay.
So if you're going to marinate something, marinate it in a Ziploc bag.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ziploc bag's the best.
Who thought of it?
Shake and bake. It's like a shake and bake concept.
shake
you know,
and
you take, you know,
bake.
if you're gonna do your
I love
lamb
shake and
chops and
bake.
you want to put your honey and your soy sauce and your red pepper and olive oil, a little balsamic, and you shake it up. And you can leave it in the refrigerator like that for an hour or two, or you can just take it and put them right on a pan. 6 minutes on each side. Yeah.
Damn. Sean, you're invited for the 21st. You and your wife
I have
more
to
than
cook everything,
welcome.
of course. But
Right.
I'm invited.
Right.
Your wife's more than welcome to come as well with you.
All right.
Come
You can
on
do
over and
anything else.
cook. She'll partake in the Mary Kay.
All right. I'm sure she'll like that.
Dang.
You also say that to keep oil from splattering. So if you're like a fried food person and you're cooking fried foods, or like your eggs or something, you just put salt in the pan.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that on page.
I don't remember that
one. Well, no, you said to keep oil from splattering, you put a little
Put a little
salt,
in the pan?
Yeah.
That must have been one of the tips my wife gave me.
Well, I know you do that with boiled eggs because that's about all I know how to cook.
Right.
Is that you put the boiled eggs and the vinegar in the pan,
Yeah.
and the eggs won't break.
Do you guys know the secret to? Do you guys know the secret to cutting onions?
Wait, you said
You
you
wear
run underwater.
sunglasses and gloves.
Really?
That actually would work, but you know, if you take a little piece of bread, like the heel of a loaf of bread, and you put it in your mouth, okay, and you cut it, the aroma of the onions actually comes up and it's absorbed by the bread.
Oh my
You
God.
stop.
Yeah, and then you just throw it out. Yeah.
You stop.
True.
You get out of here.
You get out of here
Oh
first.
my gosh. Okay.
Wow. You sure you ain't got no brother? Sean, you tripping.
Now you also said. Okay, now we stop.
Okay.
You also said it's only an hour show.
I know.
Now, you also said that to prevent pasta from boiling over, you put a wooden spoon over the top.
Oh, wooden spoon over the top of the thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew? These are all like little secrets.
But the problem is my mama used to beat me with that wooden
Oh my God,
spoon.
my mother did too.
my God.
My mother did too.
she
And I used
did.
to hide that. I used to hide
So
it.
where are you from? What?
Pennsylvania.
Okay, yes, I'm from Virginia. So
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
from Maryland.
must
East
be a
Coast.
wooden
Yeah.
spoon
All right.
beating capital down there.
I had to switch, honey. I don't know about a spoon.
I had a belt.
That's funny.
Leather black
Now,
belt.
to keep
she
rice-
listening. She know who it is. No, mommy.
To keep rice from clumping.
Yeah.
You add lemon juice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and also to keep your salt fresh, you add rice. You know,
Yes.
you've seen that, right?
I
You know that one.
What? Okay, now you said in a pot of soup, you drop a lettuce leaf, and I didn't finish writing the rest of it.
To get the grease.
To get the grease.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of soup is greasy?
Well, if you make anything that's got, chicken in it, or you're putting in beef stew,
Okay.
obviously the meat has fat in it. Okay, so you want to, you get that orangish layer that's on the top, especially when you freeze it. So, you put a lettuce leaf in there and you can pull some of the fat out.
Get out of here! Wow.
Right?
That's why I'm loving this book. OMG, you don't understand. Okay, to keep your cheese from sticking on the grater, you put cooking spray on the grater.
Oh.
I mean,
Pam.
wow.
Little Pam.
long way.
To test the freshness of an egg, you put a large bowl of cold water, and then if the egg floats to the top, it's bad.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. To slice cake, which we should have known this at Patricia's party on Saturday, which my birthday is coming up in May, and so everyone can take note.
Gonna get
But,
no card and
okay.
no wine, no gift, no
wine,
nothing.
I got a lot of real friends.
And they're my friends, really, Sean.
Right.
They're my friends. They're really my friends.
I can see that. They love
Yeah. So what you do is to slice a cake efficiently, you wet the knife. Yeah.
Goes right through.
Yeah. You just wet the knife. And do you have to wet it a whole lot of times? You just wet it one time?
I would say you have to wet it for every couple slices, yeah.
Okay. And just have like a finger bowl of water and just wet the knife.
Don't drink the finger bowl.
Okay, don't do
Right.
that. And you never overcook food that's to be frozen.
Right, because when you thought you're gonna cook it again, it's
Yeah.
gonna recook. So you want to just sort of slightly undercook it.
Never thought about that. Never thought about that. And I mean, you talk about, it's just fantastic. You talk about how when you're setting the stage, you're dining in, how candles make a tremendous, tremendous difference.
Oh my God! Working in soaps, that lighting is everything.
Yeah, hello, you have to have the lights.
A lot of times, if people have a small living space, maybe they have a small apartment, it doesn't mean that you can't make it a really, beautiful, romantic space, and you can create a lot of that with candles.
That is true.
Light is a tremendous way to create ambiance, and I say in the book too. If you're inviting a woman over to your apartment, she might be working in a cubicle all day long, and really wants to be transported to a different sort of atmosphere. And so I think it's really nice when you can create that different atmosphere when someone comes over to your place. And you can do it, with candles. You can appeal to all the senses. I always say, like, having like a nice big bowl of fresh lemons out. Having I think stuff like incense and potpourri is a little over the top. Sometimes it becomes a little too pungent, but fresh cut flowers. So you're really trying to appeal, visually, olfactory, music, auditorily, and create an entirely different environment from before they come into your space.
Wow.
And take note. This is how you get the panties.
Right?
Yes.
Here we go.
We need all that to work for us to give it down.
All of that.
Hopefully she's wearing them.
Hopefully she's wearing them today.
Or not.
She ain't. Hello.
Oh, boy.
He ain't got 5 kids for nothing, y'all.
That's true. Now, you also said that you talk about how, and this little trick just astounded me, how you always want to be fresh, and you always want to be fresh because cleanliness is
the mouthwash?
No, well, yeah. Can you talk about the mouthwash, but also about the dryer thing?
Oh, okay.
The shirt and the dryer and the mouthwash.
I keep in my guest room in my house. I have a little dispenser that has mouthwash with a stack of small plastic cups because when your guests go in and they've eaten and maybe they want to refresh themselves, it's just nice to have. So you make sure that everybody's got nice breath. Nobody hates nice breath, right?
Right, exactly.
So I do it as much for me as for anybody else. The other trick is how I don't recommend this, but say you need to wear a shirt and the shirt's not quite as fresh as it needs to be. A great trick is you throw it in the dryer with a sheet of Febreze, and it comes out smelling great. Okay, so and if you've been at work all day and you don't have time to change for some reason and you got 3 minutes, you can throw it in there, take it out, and it'll get you through the rest of the night.
Now you can't keep doing that every week.
No, you can't keep doing that.
You pass it one time.
Exactly, and I say in the book,
time.
I don't recommend this. This is an emergency smash glass technique.
Right. Because you're gonna have people out there listening like, dang, that's a good idea.
Right. That's not a good idea.
Right.
But it is.
But it works.
It works. It works. Well, we're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be right back and going to wrap up the show. Right back with more Manners and More with Millena right after this.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. With a guaranteed no aftertaste, Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. With a guaranteed no aftertaste, make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pit Bull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
Hi there, and welcome back to Manners and More with Millena. Thank you for joining us today. We are talking with the fantastic Mr. Sean Kanan, the author of The Modern Gentleman, Cooking and Entertaining with Sean Kanan. And we are talking about in-home dining and dinner parties etiquette today with our in-studio guests, Natalie Whittle and John Downey III. And also with us, we have the wonderful Miss Laverne. And she's been so kind today to bring us and share with us some fantastic pastries. And I wanted to give Miss Laverne an opportunity to share a little bit about what she does.
Well, they're not really pastries. It's more like down-home cooking.
Ooh.
I have peach cobbler, banana pudding, zucchini bread. We have sakatumi cake.
Oh, sakatumi. Yes.
And I just love to cook. I mean, I do it from home. It's a
With
sign.
love.
With love.
Right.
With a lot of comfort food.
Ooh.
Wow.
You know, for those of you that out there, I'm happily married, but those of you out there that are single,
That'd be Natalie.
That would be me.
That Catherine, girlfriend, will comfort you, okay, with those cold nights, with a little ice cream. And, you know, it's Southern cooking, and I'm from Los Angeles. But
Oh, wow.
like you, I taught myself, and when I didn't teach myself, my grandma used to wake us up at 5 in the morning with sweet bread. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And all
What's in
the-
sakatumi cake?
Oh my God, what's not?
Sounds
it's
naughty.
Like a butter pound cake with sour creams and pecans. It's one of I said it's comfort food, girl. Make you feel good.
Okay. I can't wait to get into that. Well, thank you for
You see,
bringing us
Sean, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Our food, we
have
bring
a
some
real
food.
special treat for you guys. It's called Granny Drops. My granddaughter and I were in the kitchen just messing around. I'm showing her how to cook, and she just mixed some stuff together. She said, "Granny, this tastes like Granny Drops."
Ooh.
Wait till you taste them. They
Oh.
just burst in your mouth.
Oh my goodness, I
man.
can't wait.
Right.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Well, we're sitting here talking with Sean about how to have a great dinner party and how to entertain with dignity and grace and class and style and just interesting. You Sean asked the question about what is in sakatumi cake, and it sounds absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to taste it. But in Sean's book, he talks about sometimes people may have had something happen to them in life, and they associate that negative feeling with food. So perhaps someone who may not know what sakatumi cake is, well, I don't know how that sounds. I don't know. Well, Sean's solution is try it anyway.
Try it anyway. Yeah, if you ever go to someone's house, I mean, you always want to be polite and try what's put in front of you as long as
That's
it's, I mean, if you're a vegetarian, obviously you don't want to try ossobuco, but I mean, if somebody's taking the time to prepare something for you as your host, you want to give them the respect of at least trying it.
Exactly. And you never know. You might love it and then actually have a new, what do you call it, a culinary friend?
A new culinary friend. Yes,
Yes,
you'll make a new culinary friend.
Yeah, out of something you never knew.
Yeah.
So I look forward to trying that. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome, and I totally agree with you, Sean. You should always, my mother said, whatever I put in front of you is what you eat.
Because Laverne, it's a metaphor for
Yes.
life. You want to always do your best to try new things, open yourself up to new people, new experiences. And like I said before, food is kind of a metaphor for life.
Yes.
So,
Oh, can you tell us that metaphor?
well, I think it's always like I said, trying new things and realizing that something that might be foreign to you and that's a staple for somebody else, they might be turning you on to a completely new thing, and it opens your horizons up. And like I said, when you sit down and you break bread with somebody, it's definitely step one towards making a friendship.
Okay.
It forms a bond.
It forms
Exactly.
a bond.
It really
form a bond,
does.
doesn't it?
It really does.
does.
Cooking in the kitchen is always something that can bring people together, especially family
Yeah.
and new friends.
It can.
Food and drinks. That's why a lot of meetings are done in restaurants
Of
and things
course.
of that nature.
Except if you're at my house in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, where I'm banned from the kitchen because I cut myself, and then my niece is like, "Grandma, Melena's in the kitchen. Melena, what are you doing? You're supposed to be watching the balloons and on decorating." But for a lot of other people,
Yeah, I'll
I can sit there. I can
Yes.
sit there,
Yes.
and I enjoy sitting there.
I'll leave you with one last tip. I talk about in my book. I have a little thing I call make them your sous chef. And if you're inviting someone to your house for dinner, if it's a date, I always like to bring the person into the kitchen and give them a job. Now that doesn't mean chopping onions or washing dishes, but let them work towards the common goal of preparing the meal because it's bonding. It's very attractive for somebody to watch you doing something you do well, which is after you read my book, it's going to be cooking, and it just sort of brings the two of you together, so that when you're enjoying the meal, you've both sort of put the effort in together, and you're more invested in it.
See, that bond.
Sean, that's
You know what, Sean? You need to
fantastic.
write a dang on relationship book. That's your next book that you need to write.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
You absolutely
appreciate
should.
that.
Well, thank you, Ms. Laverne, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Nice
very
meeting
welcome. We're looking forward to everyone sharing these wonderful treats. And thank you, Sean Kanan.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you. You
All
are
you guys,
so
thank you.
fantastic. And we want to thank John Downey III for joining us, and Ms. Natalie Whittle. Yay.
Yes,
Part of the
you are
crew, the
welcome.
crew. And I encourage everyone, absolutely, The Modern Gentleman, Cooking and Entertaining with Sean Kanan. This book is outstanding. You will keep it in your reference library. It talks about wines. It talks about vegetables. It talks about different kinds of meat, the different cuts of meat. It talks about, you name it, it is in here, and you need to have it, even if just as a reference. But there are great chapters in there for lots of interesting information. You get to learn a little bit about Mr. Kanan, his little private life, especially in Italy. Lots of things going on in Italy. So I want to say thank you so much, Sean.
I appreciate
This was
it.
so much fun, and you absolutely have to come back.
I would love to, and you have to come on our
Yes.
show.
All right,
All right, it's a
I
deal.
will be glad to. Now, I'm not going to cook and bring anything for
Nah,
your
you don't have to
show.
cook anything.
Okay, yay, I can just.
She
bring
never
it.
does. She never does. So we're good on that part.
Deal.
Well, and thank you all for tuning in today to Manners and More with Millena. Please feel free to hit the little like button and let us know that you enjoyed it. And if you want to send an email, mannerswithmillena@gmail.com. And we'll see you next week when we have a very special guest. And until then, be strong, take care, and lots of love. Bye.